there's people in this world that have different views than the majority of other people, and sometimes they feel bad about it because it's not the popular opinion, and so they post this problem that they have, this odd view that they have, and they say, listen, I want you to change my view. What is going on here? Why do I think this, but most people think this? Is there something wrong with me? What is wrong with why I think this and why most other people think this? And that's what I'm going to be reading today. Change my view. I'm going to change people's view. I'm going to try. So this first one caught my eye. It was titled, "It Does Not Matter If Fetuses Are Human." This could get into abortion. And for the longest time, I've thought about doing a podcast. And now I'm finally executing it. And one of the biggest things that I wanted to tackle in my podcasts was, what's the word I'm looking for? Is controversial topics. Abortion being one of them. And so this is about that. And so you'll probably hear a little bit of what I think about it. It's definitely a scary thing to talk about controversial topics because some people feel really strongly about something and their view of you can be completely changed if you don't think the same way that they do. So listen, I just want to say that my views on things I don't feel strongly about. I'm often a person that is easily swayed. You know what I'm saying? If you have a reason for why you think something, then you know what? Go right ahead. You know what? I probably agree with some of your reasoning. You know what I mean? It's the reasoning that gets me. If you just have an opinion on something, but you can't tell me the reasons why you think that, that's when I have a problem. As long as you can tell me your reasoning, I guarantee I'll be like, you know what? That's understandable. All right, here we go. I was writing a long post establishing and clarifying my confusion and disdain with the public discourse on abortion. It seems either my values are so warped they're completely distinct from most people's, or most people just haven't seriously considered the fact that murder is sometimes a net positive. I deleted it, probably for the better, and I'm going to state my position here in a more straightforward manner. I do not care if fetuses are human. It is entirely irrelevant to my position on abortion. I don't think most abortions kill things that could be considered human, but even if they did, it wouldn't matter. That's definitely a touchy thing, they say that, what is it? After 3 months of being pregnant, that's when they can, they can feel, and their brain is, I don't know exactly. I know that they can feel like 3 months in or something like that. They have the nerves to, be able to, so just like sticking a hanger up there is like kind of brutal. I don't know how they like professionally do it. Let's just keep reading. Classifying things as people does not make their death more tragic in and of themselves. It is very sad when adults die, but that's because their death is usually meaningful to them and to other humans, not because they're just humans. I get what you're trying to say, but that baby or that fetus does mean something to people. It means a huge thing, It's that's going to be a person. That person's going to have a future. That like the parents care about that person even if they're not a person yet. So I get what you're saying there, but I disagree. Let's see, where is that? When unborn babies without the capacity to feel pain are removed to the betterment of all who ever knew of their existence, it should be a trivial. It should be trivial to tell the difference between me walking into a wood chipper. Wait, whoa, what? Hold on. When unborn babies without the capacity to feel pain are removed, and that's what I'm saying. Before 3 months, they can't feel pain. But from what I have heard, after 3 months, they can feel pain. So I do get what you're saying there. That's certainly justified. Fetuses aren't I personally think up to 3 months, they're not really human. You can get rid of it. I mean, that's like a huge. And now I'm just gonna get into my views of abortion. I think you can kill a fetus. That's a brutal word. You can dispose of a fetus up to 3 months of pregnant. After that, when it starts to get into the, they can start feel pain. That's when I think it's kind of messed up to do it. Just and my thing is a lot of times you can people get a little off. They get a little lazy. Not lazy. They get a little crazy. They get a little crazy and they do things that they regret and they accidentally get pregnant, is what I'm trying to say. And having a baby just is not something that can handle. And you know what? And I certainly agree that you shouldn't be just messing around if you know that you can't handle a child, if you know that you're at risk of getting pregnant. But sometimes it does happen. Sometimes it just happens. And you know what? I think it's 3 months is a good amount of time to be able to decide whether or not to dispose of it. After the 3 months, you've made your decision. If you haven't gotten rid of it yet, then I think that you deserve what's coming, which is a little selfish because again, you should be thinking about the baby's future, about that, how that person's gonna grow up. If you can't handle them, they're gonna end up messed up, which is kind of why abortion is a fuzzy thing, because it's like, oh, okay, let's say it's 5-6 months in, the father now, okay, let's just say after 3 months, the father's left, your life is falling apart. This baby's going to have a horrible future. This baby's not going to be able to grow up well because you can't take care of it. Now what do you do? Now is it okay to kill the fetus because it's going to be better for the thing? Or is it, I don't know. That's where I kind of get lost. I don't know what I think at that point. Because it's messed up if you end up having the kid and then you can't take care of it. But at the same time, if it's technically human and can feel pain and everything like that, and you kill it, now you're just killing a person, which is also messed up. I don't know. Let's keep reading. Assuming these month-old conceived fetuses are babies, allowing women to kill their babies under the circumstances is good. Assuming they're not humans, allowing women to abort their pregnancies is good. Whatever the fuck you want to call it, it is the same action, it is the same consequence. Nobody suffers. These debates over whether or not a pack of cells is a member of our species is not in search of some objective characteristic that would make their death intrinsically, that's a big word, worse. They're decisions of our own subjective interpretations of the definition of human. That definition and that social status has no bearing on the morality of our actions. Killing Jewish people is not okay because Killing Jewish people is not okay because your society did not choose to call them human beings. Killing fetuses is not somehow evil because you name them people. That's not really how I certainly get what this person is trying to say, but I just feel like it's not It's not like that. We're not just, and I mean, it is a confusing thing to, at what point is it technically considered a human? And at what point is it just cells and just something that is, that is technically living? A tree is technically living, just he's trying to say that now if we call the tree a person and then we kill it, now it's messed up. Like, no, it's because it technically is a person. I mean, and you know what? And I guess that's all up to you. At what point do you consider somebody a human, an actual human being? At what point do you consider it an actual living thing that matters, where its death is sad and it's messed up to just kill it? Everybody's thing is different. I like to say 3 months just because I've heard that after 3 months, they can feel pain. I think at that point, if they can feel pain, I mean, that's messed up. You're putting a living thing through pain. That's why I believe that it's messed up. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. There's another one. Oh, here we go. Change my view. Waking up early is not worth it. Now, I don't wake up early. I go to work a lot of times at like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. And I wake up with just enough time to put my clothes on and go to work. That's why I shower and do everything at night. Because then the next morning, I set my alarm for a solid hour and a half early before I'm supposed to go into work. I don't actually get out of bed and stop snoozing until I've got to get up, get dressed, and leave. That's my problem. But sometimes when I can, I do wake up early, and I think it is worth it. But let's read what this guy has to say. Okay, so this is something I really struggle with. Every morning I attempt to wake up early because I want to go out running, do something like reading, or anything that feels more meaningful than just sleeping. I get that. But every morning when the alarm sounds, I manage to convince myself that being happy is the most important thing in life. And then at this moment, sleeping is the thing that can make me the most happy man alive. I can go run or read later and it wouldn't make a difference. With that thought, I always end up sleeping for longer than I hope for, but I feel perfectly comfortable with it, knowing sleeping makes me happy. That's the problem with sleep is, the days that I just have to get up, get dressed, and go into work, I'm kind of like, ugh, like I still want to be awake. You know what I mean? Waking up to an alarm, having to wake up at a specific time is never, ever going to be a fun thing. It's never going to be enjoyable. And I think sometimes I think it's worth it to wake up early and get yourself prepared, have a nice breakfast, take it easy, read, go for a run. Hell, that sounds like and then you go into work. Now you're awake. You've already done this. You've done that. You've done that. You're awake. You know what I'm saying? When I go into work, I'm still basically asleep, and it's just really hard. But you know what? It does, and it makes a difference in your day, right? Because now you have a list of things that you need to get done, and now that hour or 2 hours that you continued to sleep after your alarm went off could have been plenty of time to get something done. You know what I mean? If I gotta wake up and upload a video, do a thumbnail for a video, I have plenty of, that's a good time to do that. If I just sleep through that, now it's going to mesh in with everything else that I have to get done throughout the rest of the day. And then I'm like, crap, I should have woke up. I should have just got up when my alarm first went off, and I should have just did it. I should have just got it done. I always regret it when I do it. But I do it so often that it's just, I don't know, I feel the whole morning is just when I don't get out of bed early. When I do get out of bed early, I'm like, but at the same time, I spend that hour waking up, and then by the time I go to work, I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's read one more. I didn't get any water or anything, and my voice is like dying. All right, let's read one more. Cancellation of service fees are bullshit and should be illegal. Toe socks are silly and probably not comfortable. True. It isn't wrong for a student to have an emotional relation. Whoa, what? It isn't wrong for a student to have an emotional relationship with a teacher? Certainly in my country, and to my knowledge of other countries, it is 1, illegal, and 2, frowned upon for a teacher to have an emotional or sexual or both relationship with a student. We're specifically talking of secondary school, high school, or equivalent where the student is over the legal age. Okay, so far it's fair. Certainly there is an aspect to the student not passing because of this emotional relationship. However, in my experience, it's far more distracting to try and suppress emotions rather than let them be expressed. Well, if you just have normal student-teacher interactions, you shouldn't even have the opportunity to feel emotions for that person. Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel like that's how it works. It sounds like he's talking about like it's already too late, and now you just gotta, you've got emotions for this teacher. Now you just gotta show it because hiding it's harder. Just don't develop those emotions. Just have a student-teacher relationship. Then there is the argument of it. Then there is the argument of it may affect other students' work. Oh, that wasn't worded right, but I know what you mean. But following on from the last point, it would be far more distracting to suppress it all day. Again, why? I mean, I guess emotional feelings for somebody isn't always controlled, but I don't know. I feel like if you just have normal student-teacher interactions, you wouldn't get those emotions. People mature at different rates, and in some cases, the student may be maturer than the teacher. I disagree with that. Teachers have to go through many years of college and schooling to get to that level. I feel like to be able to handle all of that and to be able to go through all that, and you got to be pretty mature. Also coming under this is the fact that some students are kept behind a year or sometimes 2. Because the teacher isn't mature enough. I know the one girl in my school that's being kept back 3. That's it. I know one girl in my school that's being kept back 3 times. Is probably what he meant. She's going to be catching up to the age of some of the younger teachers pretty quickly. So what's wrong? Again, I'm going to say it. Here's what I think about it. I do think if so let's say that person is a teacher at this school and develops a relationship with somebody, and then that somebody becomes a student of that school, not relating to their relationship at all, just they want to go to this school and they happen to be dating a teacher from the school, or vice versa. A teacher happens to date a student, or a teacher happens to, or somebody happens to date a student of a school and then becomes a teacher. I don't know how that would happen, but I think you get what I'm trying to say. If it happens like that first, and then it's the teacher and the student thing, okay, I get that. But I feel like it's wrong because in a school environment, again, like I said, you should just be keeping a student-teacher relationship, like interaction. You shouldn't. I feel like you have to go beyond that type of relationship to get feelings for somebody like that. You know, if like I can be friends with a female person and we can stay friends, we can keep that relationship. The only thing that's gonna cause emotional sort of things in relationship is if we start doing things. You know what I mean? If we start going past the friendship type of relationship. Same thing in this case. If it just keep the student-teacher thing. So then that's why if it happens, now it's like, well, why, what were you two doing that you now feel like this? Because you shouldn't be feeling like this. You should just be having student-teacher interactions. You were clearly doing more. You were clearly doing something you shouldn't be doing. And now you're fucking fired and you are being expelled from school. I mean, that's what I think. So that's why it's wrong for a student to have an emotional relationship with a teacher, because it shouldn't happen. I hope I changed your view. I hope I changed your view. I hope to hear your views of this type of stuff in the comments, or you can make a video of yourself talking about these topics. And because I'm actually really interested to hear what my audience thinks of this type of stuff. What your opinion of this is. What's your opinion on abortion? I'm really interested to hear that and hear your reasoning. Make sure to give your reasoning. I don't know why you wouldn't. And yeah, wow, that was a solid 22 minute podcast with nothing to drink, and my throat is super dry. Can you tell? I'll see you on the next one.